You're listening to Alaska Real Estate Podcast. I'm Chris Story, your host for great adventures in real estate. Our show comes to you today courtesy of Alaska Association of Realtors with a little help from our friends at Alaska Housing Finance Corporation. AHFC really is your partner in Alaska real estate, from low-interest mortgages, energy efficiency programs, and how about that free education? Come on, ahfc.us or akrebate.com. Thank you, Alaska Housing Finance Corporation. Are you looking for a great blog post or a Facebook post? I've got an idea for you. I'm not asking you to marry the idea. Just consider it. It's just a thought. How about putting together your top 10 fall maintenance tips? Maybe it's something you already do or ought to be doing or should be doing or pretend that you're going to be doing while you're actually watching the game at a friend's house. Whatever it is, think about it like this. You're putting together a list that can be used as a mailer, social media, or even, love this idea, call into your local talk radio show and just say, hey, I've got an idea for everybody listening. If you own a home or you live in one, there's 10 things on my website. Here's 3 of them. I'd love to share these with you. For more information, go to my webpage, which is BAM. Remember, you're building an army of referrals. That's what social media is all about. You can continue to put your solds, just solds, or just listeds up there, just price reduced. That's fine. You're probably not going to get that many shares, likes, or other folks thinking about you as much as if you were giving them something useful, maybe information that they already have, but maybe you want to share with a friend or share with a family member. Or if you use the right title, like Facing the Harsh Realities of Winter, How to Protect Your Home, something like that. Again, you're building an army of referrals, and when they think real estate, they'll think you. As the year comes to a close, Sandy Ehrenman and I were talking. We were saying, it'd be a good idea to get in touch with our board presidents from around the state. So today, what we'll do is we'll reach out first to Deborah Lysick and Homer with the Kodiak Board of Realtors, and then Darlene Williamson over in Kodiak. And we'll be bringing you all of the presidents before the end of the year. But before we do that, please say hello to Denise Goss with Alaska USA Title Agency.
Greetings, this is Denise with Alaska USA Title calling from Fairbanks. Winter is here and it's time to make sure you have all your winter survival gear in your car. Besides your hats, gloves, boots, hand and feet warmers, jumper cables, that kind of stuff. I have started keeping a bag of non-clump cat litter in my car. This way, if I ever need a little extra traction, I've got it. And what's really nice about cat litter is that it doesn't freeze like sand, so it's much easier to use when you need it. And another thing that I would like to touch base on is about power of attorneys. If you need or might need a power of attorney, please contact your local Alaska USA Title office instead of getting it off the internet. The power of attorneys on the internet may say they are for Alaska property, but they are not in recordable format. This means that the district recorder's office requires any document to be recorded must fall within certain guidelines. If they are not within these guidelines, the district recorder's office will reject the document. So please contact your local Alaska USA Title agency. We are very happy to help.
So, Deborah Lysick, what's going on down in the Kodiak Board of Realtors? You keeping everybody in line?
Well, we're trying.
Is Scott Conley staying good? Is he a good boy?
He's so far so good.
Exactly. You got a lot of things coming up. You've got the fundraisers coming up, and
we got the Christmas party coming up December 7th, and we'll be doing our fundraising at that for our usual with Hospice of Homer and with the Food Bank of Homer. And then we give away the 3 $1,000 scholarships to Homer and area community students. But we also are adding a new one this year called Catch a Kid, which we've started a new program along with you, Mr. Story, that you and I have, because of you telling us about the foster children, the 55 foster children in the area that could use some help. We are starting a program where we can, put something in their hands when they have to leave a home or be placed somewhere else and they don't have anything, a toy, essentials, a duffel bag with things in it. And so we've been starting to gather things and, as you know, money, and but also we've got quite an assortment of some toys and things over here. We even got a good duffel bag that I think is something we maybe ought to look at as using for our because it's a drawstring at the top, real easy to take and go, and soft, and you could even use it as a pillow if you needed to.
Well, and I've got to say, all the years that the Board of Realtors well, realtors in general come together. It really embodies that charity comes from the heart, and just the way with which the board and you and as the president embrace this new idea, even though we've all got so much else going on in our lives, I think really speaks to the power of realtors and the power of coming together, and it's a good thing. In addition to I can't even count the numbers of tens of thousands of dollars that have been donated in the community that our realtor group and our affiliates have helped raise together.
Yes, in fact, I was wanting to get everyone to kind of, we don't usually pat ourselves on the back or even talk about it, but the group, the Kachemak Board of Realtors, does a lot of things for people and charities and different things. But the individual realtors, I mean, there's so many of them that do fundraisers for causes, and it's amazing to me just how many every realtor that I turn around and I see something that they're doing with no accolades, no PR. They don't get any credit for it. They just do it out of the goodness of their heart. And I don't think that people often understand how much we do give back to our community.
And so, any highlights going on as far as what else the board is working on for?
We've got all our education in for the year. It's a licensing year. We got that done, taken care of. I think really now we're getting towards the end of the year, and we're just looking at wrapping up the auction and the functions and the things that we're doing for that, and getting ready to start the new year.
Thanks a lot, Deborah Lysick.
Okay, well, thank you.
Kodiak has been a very productive year up until the time that the good old government stepped in and shut everything down. Now we're, like a lot of other people, a lot of other realtors, we're trying to get transactions completed with RD, the USDA RD Rural Development Loan Program, and as is usual, they're taking twice as long as what they used to take to get things off their plate and back into our lenders' hands for closing. So that's one of our biggest issues that we're dealing with right now, and I think that's what a lot of different areas are dealing with too, specifically those who are rural who, as you know, we are considered rural.
Yeah, exactly. Now with the government shutdown, anything else on Kodiak Island, like relative to the military or anything else, get shut down as well, do you know?
This has been a real interesting year for Kodiak with regards to our rental properties, for one thing, and it also boiled down to or affected our sales as well. The Coast Guard generally is a huge population that transfers yearly. Typically, we start seeing that transfer season in March going through the summer months and ending around September, October. Coast Guard the Commandant has indicated that they want up to 98 to 100% occupancy on their own properties. And as a result of that, they're not letting people out of housing to be able to purchase or even go into the rental market. For our rental market, which has been a pretty strong market of 100% occupancy for years and years and years, we're now starting to see some vacancies that, it's taking a while to get them to be filled up again. So same thing holds true with the sales. We've had some significant impact with our sales this year. I would guess, and I honestly haven't even checked the stats on that to see if we're close to where we were. I know that my numbers are close to where I was at this time last year, and I'm anticipating and thinking that some of the others are the same, but I don't think everybody's on the same level as far as production as where they have been in the past because of the Coast Guard's mandate. So that's been an effect on us for sure. We've also lost a couple realtors this year. We've lost one from our office, and she's left recently. Associated Island Brokers has lost a couple. They kind of relocated down to the lower 48, so a little less realtors, a little less competition. Both of them were, kind of part-time, but not really, if that makes sense. Mm-hmm. They did a few transactions a year and stuff, but that still has an impact on the rest of us, obviously.
Right. What about the morale of those of you that are left? Everybody feeling pretty good about where you're going?
Well, we had a board meeting not so long ago, and everybody seemed to be in high spirits, so I guess that's a good thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, we don't hear any complaints from anyone,
What? That's crazy. No complaints. Here, let me register one. That's wild.
Yeah, it is. But, we've got the end of the year coming on. We've got a new group coming in as far as board members and such. And, we're just kind of finishing out and doing what needs to get done. And that's about it.
All right, Darlene. Well, thank you so much for the Kodiak report. We really appreciate it. And hope you have a great rest of the year.
I will. You too.
Well, that's it for this edition of Alaska Real Estate. Sandy Aaronman is your executive producer. For all of us at Alaska Real Estate Podcast, I'm Chris Story, wishing you health, wealth, and prosperity.